Stay in here this time? Are you gonna stay in here this time? Come on, get out of here. Get out of here, you little rapscallion. Ouija cat, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking Ouija cat. Always starting shit, I tell you. Hold on a second, folks. We're gonna get this started. I got a little something different for you today, folks. A little something special. A little something fucking special. I gotta respond to a message real quick. Whoa. Whoa. Damn, folks. I get sent some weird shit, guys. Sorry for the dead air. We're going to jump right into this. I promise you it's going to be worth it. It is going to be worth it. I have something very special for you. Okay. So, this is Dr. Todd Grande. Can you believe that name? Dr. Todd Grande. So Dr. Todd here, he made a little video about ICP and the Juggalos. And I'm kind of not cool with it, folks. I'm really not fucking cool with it. So I'm going to do a little reaction response to Mr. Grande. That's right, Mr. Grande. I don't even think this motherfucker's a doctor. I think this motherfucker got his doctorate. If he is a doctor, I think he got his doctorate through the damn mail. I'll just say it like that. Yeah, this motherfucker is a hacks. So, his research is very poor. This motherfucker, let's see. We'll go over here a little bit more, huh? A little bit over here more. This motherfucker, you know, made a video about ICP and the Juggalos. I was sent this video by my homie Doc C. He apparently watches this guy's videos about serial killers and stuff, and he finds them he found them pretty interesting and entertaining. But this is poorly researched. This motherfucker straight up Wikipedia research, did his cursory Googling, his very easy punches to pull about the Insane Clown Posse, and he went ahead and he you know, this man's a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a therapist, whatever the fuck he wants to call himself, and he wants to straight up try to bully a subculture with his content. So I'm going to point this shit out, and I'm going to highlight it, because it's bullshit. Frankly, he's lying about some shit. He so poorly researched it. So I made some notes today. I went through his fucking 13-minute long video, and I'm gonna go through it again, and I'm gonna hit these fucking notes point by point, and I'm gonna clown this fucker, and I'm gonna point out, you know, his inaccuracies and all this shit, because this is pathetic to me. Okay. Dr. Todd Grande. Dr. Grande. What kind of name is that? Did you get it from Taco Bell? Anyway, okay. First joke is out the way, folks. That first joke, a real doozy. Let me see. I gotta organize my... I've never done one of these reaction gimmicks. Let me organize my shit a little bit here. I am in the chat, so if you guys want to talk shit, you can talk shit. Chat is open, as always. Here we go. Now I can see everything a little better. Okay. So, I'm going to start this video. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to hear it. I think you should be able to hear it decently. Let's see how this goes, because I don't know how it's going to go. And I'm just going to kind of pause and talk about shit as it happens. Yeah.
Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the musical group Insane Clown Posse and their fans who refer to themselves as Juggalos? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what...
By the way, he does try to kind of fucking diagnose motherfuckers at the end, so fuck you, Mr. Grande. You are kind of fucking trying to diagnose, you piece of shit. And he is fucking speculating quite a fucking bit, so at least he admits to that right up top.
What could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoy this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, consider supporting me on Patreon, and check out my podcast, Grande Media. I will put the relevant links for those items in the description for this video. So first I'll look at the background of the Insane Clown Posse and the Juggalos, then I'll move to my analysis.
This is the part where he's going to go over his Wikipedia research for you real quick. I mean, this motherfucker could have done so much more research, but what did he do? He just Wikipedia'd, he watched the Miracles video, and he fucking did he maybe, we'll get to it. I have a speculation on what I think he did for this research. We'll get to it as it goes along.
The musical group Insane Clown Posse, which is often referred to as ICP, was founded in 1989 by two professional wrestlers turned hip-hop musicians named Joseph Bruce and Joseph Utzler. They now go by the names Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope.
Can you see the contempt on this motherfucker's face when he's saying the Insane Clown Posse, Juggalos, Shaggy 2 Dope, and Violent J? Can you see the contempt on this motherfucker's face? That's your first fucking sign that this dude clearly came into this with a bias. You know what I mean? Like, he definitely came into this video with a bias. He clearly had an opinion about the Insane Clown Posse. Now, at the start of the video, he wants to front like he was asked this question. Maybe I'm not familiar with his content. Maybe he was asked a question. But he cherry-picked this fucking question because he clearly has an axe to grind with the Insane Clown Posse. Cherry Pie 1986 said, he mad, bro. Whoop whoop. Who's he? He's Mr. Todd Grande. He wants to fancy himself some sort of doctor, apparently. Check this fucking video out if you guys haven't seen it. I dropped the link to the actual video in the description of this video. By the way, like and fucking subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to Humble Among if you're watching this shit right now. This is some shit though, y'all. I've watched this video twice now and I've gotten heated each time. You're probably gonna see me get heated again here because I'm already feeling it. Now, I know I said I don't like to do any beef or drama-related videos in one of my recent videos. That's true, but I don't like to bring beef and drama to the YouTube or the Juggalo world. These other fucking YouTubers who aren't Juggalos, y'all are fair game, motherfucker. I don't care. If you're not a Juggalo, I don't give a fuck. All right, anyway. Okay, okay, I need to get back on my ball here. Let's see. He's a very soft-spoken man, right? He's clearly a very measured man. Maybe some of his viewers are into ASMR. I'm purely speculation on my end. Maybe he likes to step on mashed potatoes and in his evening. I don't know. I don't know what this dude does. I think he's up to some weird shit though. He's not an expert about Insane Clown Posse, Alric. I'll tell you that. Wait till you see some of this shit.
The name for the band came from a dream that Bruce claims he had about a clown.
Friends would walk up to me and be like, what the
Ignore this! Ignore it!
And I would just tell
corporate bullshit! Ignore it!
Their version of hip-hop is thought of as horrorcore. They are known for having a high proportion of expletives in their lyrics.
Now this guy seems to really have a fucking problem with expletives. He's very puritanical when it comes to expletives in the lyrics. Ooh, they say swear words. What the fuck year is this, guys? What the fuck year are we in? He's got a problem with expletives. All right, anyway, that's just... Watch this motherfucker bring up expletives. Watch for this shit.
And putting on elaborate shows.
Yeah,
the pair has their own record label called Psychopathic Records. The group has been financially successful. They've had 5 gold and 2 platinum albums. In other ways, they have not been successful.
All right, his bias is starting to show a little bit now. All right, in other ways, they have not been successful. Now, check this out.
They've never really been taken seriously by a wide audience.
Who gives a fuck? No shit. Yo, who cares if they haven't been taken seriously by a wide audience? The point is they've never had to. They've never had to be taken seriously by a wide audience to be successful. That's the fucking point. And Homeboy missed the point. He clearly has an agenda here.
In 2003, the now-defunct music magazine Blender declared ICP the worst band of all time.
Blender magazine. A publication's opinion must be gospel, right? Blender fucking magazine. Let's see what I said. Let's see. But the way he says Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope is hilarious. He must really blow his square mind, I wrote. Already hit on that point. They've never been taken seriously by a wide audience. He puts a lot of value in being accepted by a wide audience. Missing the point, ICP never needed that wide audience. You equate acceptance with success, huh, Mr. Grande? That's right, Mr. fucking Grande. I really don't believe you're a doctor. And we're going to get to that, why I don't think you're a fucking doctor, or you shouldn't be a fucking doctor, a little bit later in your video, bud. Because there's some shit here. If you're really a psychiatrist and a therapist, you should maybe not be practicing because you lack compassion, my guy. And we're going to get to it because it's fucking in your own video. Oh boy, this shit's annoying to me, folks. Very annoying to me. This is Steve Buscemi in a basement, Cherry Pie, 1986 said. Yes, and he's got a little hit list. I feel like this dude was maybe bullied by a Juggalo or something. I don't know. That's not our fucking fault that you had a bad Juggalo bully you. Anyway, I'm getting off on tangent after tangent here. Let's try to stay on track. Blender Magazine was the point I was trying to look up. Blender fucking Magazine. You know, you put a lot of weight into Blender fucking Magazine because they just wanted to jump on the fucking hating ICP bandwagon. Guess what? Blender Magazine out of fucking business in 2009. So guess Blender fucking Magazine's opinion really didn't matter much, huh, Mr. Grande?
I could picture ICP responding by saying, wait, you just admitted we're a band. We'll take that as a win. Bruce and Utzler ran...
Here's the other thing about this dude. He keeps wanting to call them a band. It's such an old man perspective of what a musical group can be. It doesn't have to be a band. They don't have to play instruments. This is the old head shit that I used to run into fucking 20 years ago where motherfuckers would be like, oh, so you're a rapper. How do you play your instruments? Through a computer? Huh, so what, the computer plays your guitar? Dog. Like, I mean, old head shit is old head shit, but this is fucking crazy to me.
Into some problems with the law throughout their career.
Yeah, no shit.
In 1997, Bruce allegedly struck an audience member in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Now, he's referring to... Now notice the fact he's not going to talk about the behind-the-scenes stuff with that 1997 Albuquerque incident. That was the show where a motherfucker in the crowd was pulling Jay's dreadlocks, trying to pull them out of his head, and was pulling them out of his fucking head. So, yeah, he's not going to mention that little tidbit.
30 times with a microphone.
Damn right he did.
He was arrested for aggravated battery.
Yeah.
In 1998, both men would be arrested for battery in connection with a fight at a Waffle House.
Now notice he won't mention here the Waffle House fight was because this fucking fucked up asshole was begging for it and harassing the waitresses and shit. That's why they beat that motherfucker's ass. And good for them for beating that motherfucker's ass. He fucking deserved it.
In Greenfield, Indiana. They pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. There are several themes in the group's music. Here are a few of them. Okay.
Now this is where he really starts to show his piece of shit fucking agenda here. Let me get down to my notes where we are. So he's gonna... Alright. Let me get up to... make sure I'm not jumping over anything here. Because I had some funny shit I wrote down I want to make sure I hit. Yeah, we're on track. We're on track so far, it looks like. Okay. He's going to talk about the themes now. Yeah.
Anti-intellectualism. They believe science and scientists are bad.
Bullshit! He's obviously just heard miracles, guys. He literally just heard miracles. That's the only reference to any music you're going to get in this whole video. He just saw miracles and judged his whole shit based off of miracles. Nice research, bud, for an album, for a fucking group that's been around for 30 years and released, what, 50, 60 fucking plus albums? You'd listen to one song and you judge the whole 30-year career on it of a very complex musical act like the Insane Clown Posse. Now, that's cool. You should have done your fucking research, though, dude. You really should have done your research. Now, he wants to call them anti-intellectual a lot in this. And... you know, that's the easy way to look at miracles. That's the That's the way that the mainstream wanted to spin Miracles, because it's funny as fuck if you look at it that way. But the reality of the reality is that that song was written through the eyes of a child, was written with Violent J watching his son, JJ, I believe, react to things in this world for the very first time. Now, is that stupid? Is that kid stupid for reacting to things that way for the first time? And Jay said that only highlighted the fact that, man, we ignore these things that all these things we take for granted. And now there is goofy shit in that fucking song that makes me laugh every time. The pelican eating the cell phone is obviously goofy as fuck. But that's part of the charm of the fucking song. Now, I didn't like the song for years, but I love Miracles now. I think Miracles is a fucking awesome song, and just criminally misunderstood. I need to make my goddamn ICP is misunderstood video, because this shit's getting ridiculous. Consider this a precursor to my ICP is misunderstood video, because I'm gonna hit a lot of the same points probably in this video. Okay. There's always been a group of people that have things like this to say about ICP. I agree. But you know what? There's also been a lot of people that have been showing some love. And I think it's about time we fight back, motherfuckers, because I'm sick of seeing this shit. And that's why I'm doing this video, because I don't think it's fucking cool that people from outside this world want to just take a little peek at the world and judge it on their fucking platform and try to throw shit and dirt on it. Because wait till you guys see when he really gets to it here, because we're still just scratching the surface.
In one song, ICP talks about how there are many miracles that cannot be explained by science. They give examples like magnets, dirt, stars, UFOs, and giraffes.
Now, I just want to really quick, here's the other thing about fucking magnets, and I want you guys to remember this. This is a point I always make when Miracles comes up. Anytime Juggalos bring it up, I try to bring it up because I think it's worth bringing up. And especially when normies try to bring this shit up to me and want to make jokes about Miracles. It kills all their fucking jokes immediately. Ask them, how do magnets work? And you know what? Be like, go ahead, Google it. Go, and you know what? You right now at home, Google that shit. Tell me what you find. You know what you're gonna find? They don't know how fucking magnets work, dog. So this whole time, society has been judging ICP for the magnets line, and guess what? We don't know how fucking magnets work. We don't know. So just remember that, Juggalos. Bring that shit up to fucking normies when they want to try to be cheeky and rub in your face. Oh, how does magnets work, right? Well, actually, be the well actually motherfucker and rub it in their face. That's what this video is, rubbing it in motherfuckers' face. I'm rubbing shit in faces. Okay, Eric, you're getting off the track here. Oh yeah, my other point I wanted to make is he wants to bring up that it's the first theme of the Insane Clown Posse. What's the first theme you guys would say with the Insane Clown Posse? Anti-intellectualism. Fuck out of here. He doesn't want to bring up being a good person, appreciating magic in the world, not karma, not punishing evil in this world, not highlighting evil so you can punish it in this world and know what it is for what it is. None of that. Just, they don't like smart people. Come on. Fuck out of here, dude. They believe science and scientists are bad, he says. I'm not sure if he got to that yet. That's just false, though.
Violent J responded to criticism about the song by saying, quote, "It's a lot funner being the dumb guy, because then you get to appreciate the beautiful things like all the miracles we talk about," unquote. In a way, their song Miracles does point out one miracle that anybody would ever listen to their music.
Yikes. Okay, so that's when his agenda, his axe to grind, if you will, his hatchet to grind, if you will, really comes out. And he clearly doesn't like their music, so he's going to make a little attack video. Isn't that cute, guys? He wants to get a little hate. Let's jump on the hate Juggalo bandwagon, and let's get a little Juggalo hate clout. Isn't that cool? Isn't that fun? Fuck out of here with that shit, dog. It's so annoying to me. I mean, Maybe I'm overreacting to this shit. Could be wrong. To me, this shit is annoying. But wait, there's more. There's more, guys. There's more.
Moving on to the other themes, we see life and death, the choice between good and evil.
What kind of music do you think Mr. Grande listens to, real quick? What do you think he listens to? Because he clearly doesn't like ICP. Where did he get his doctorate? It's definitely a mail-in gimmick. And here's the other thing. Science isn't perfect. Science is ignoring things that are happening in this world right fucking now. Science is ignoring UFOs. So, I don't know.
Evil, horror, homicide, cannibalism, and dismembering bodies, tales of morality, the dark carnival mythology, which is something they promote. It's like this area where those who have died are judged by deities or quasi-deities. There's this narrative of traveling carnival spirits who invade the upper-class neighborhoods and try to punish the wealthy for crimes against the working class. The group has claimed to have a message of morality.
So, there he tries to explain the Dark Carnival a little bit. Does a decent job of doing it, but he does seem a little bit unnerved about, us coming to see the rich, let's say. Air Supply, improvisational jazz, but the new stuff. Cherry Pie 1986 says he listens to Air Supply. Dash says he listens to improvisational jazz, but the new stuff, that's funny. Both of those are really funny. Things that just take from the old and have no soul. Dash talking about the improvisational jazz. Shit, that's funny. He definitely seems like a jazz head, right? Yeah. Blues, maybe? I'm thinking maybe old school blues. I think he's pretentious enough to be like really into old school blues. You know what I mean? I don't know, that flannel. To me, the flannel and the brick wall. the flannel and the brick wall behind him screams this motherfucker loves him some old school blues shit. Like really like obscure shit. And like gets really nerdy about it probably. Definitely has a vinyl collection. But yeah, he's about to let's see. He says the group claims to have a message of morality.
Essentially saying that people have a choice and they should choose good. This conflicts with their recurring use of lyrics related to violence, sex, and...
So he obviously missed the fucking point then. Because the point is, he's going to bring it up later, so he did get the point somewhere, he read it, but he missed it. He didn't latch onto it. The point is to bring motherfuckers in with all that wicked shit around it. And Violent J says it on Thy Unveiling. You could have listened to Thy Unveiling. It would have explained it a lot fucking better than these Wikipedia articles and hit pieces you probably read.
Death. The group claims that they do this because everyone's talking about sex and violence. So this is a way to get the attention of...
And notice how many times this motherfucker uses the word claims. They claim. He clearly, I mean, it's one thing to like think Violent J is doing a gimmick, which, I don't know what to think about if he had the clown dream or not, if he really did. He seems to fucking really believe it. But I mean, he keeps using claims. They claim to be good people. I mean, at a certain point, it's like you don't believe they're like, I don't know. Like, to me, it's indicative of where he's coming from, and it shows his bias. His bias is showing when he's using that over and over and over and over again.
Of their audience. The hidden message of their music is that people should follow God. Many agree this is an incredibly well-hidden message, like a message so well-hidden that it's not really there at all.
So throwing shade, saying it's not there at all, you clearly didn't listen, dude. I'm gonna start saying the same shit over and over again. You claim to understand, but you clearly didn't fucking listen. You could have done more research. That's the thing. I'm gonna hit over and over here. He spends time explaining the Dark Carnival, but fails to understand the metaphor or meaning. Seems to be unnerved by the idea of the rich being punished. I wonder what this square is hiding. I'm sure he's got a lot of weird shit he does in his personal time. Yeah. Purely speculation. And but listen to him bringing up sex and violence. Ooh, dirty, dirty sex. Ooh, how puritanical can this dude fucking get? Ooh, sex. Ooh, no, naughty sex. They bring up sex and they do expletives too. Oh no. I mean, this shit's ridiculous to me. By the way, that sounds real healthy to have that attitude about sex, doctor. Yeah. Claims the message is so hidden it's not even there. You clearly didn't listen, and why would you? You're a lazy hack who wanted to do some easy punching down. And that's what he's doing with this video. He's punching down. Alright. Anyway, I think that's basically all my thoughts about that.
Bruce and Usler have said that they are not sure that God exists, but they like to believe there's something after death. The dark and violent themes of their music, as well as a whole host of aesthetics, narratives, and symbols, have attracted a fan base. Certain enthusiastic fans identify themselves as Juggalos. So now moving on to a description of the Juggalos. There may be as many as 1 million Juggalos in the world.
Now remember that. Remember he does say there may be as many as 1 million. Remember that number.
That has become kind of a subculture. Many are
kind of a subculture. This motherfucker won't even admit it's a subculture. I mean, it's one thing to be like, maybe it's not a culture, but it's definitely a subculture. Dog, it's kind of a subculture. Why do you have to be reluctant about admitting it's a subculture? How much fucking... Dude, this guy is holding on to some serious emotions about Juggalos. Like, he seriously is holding some shit inside of himself. I wonder I'm dying to know what happened with him and a Juggalo. Something happened with him where a Juggalo made fun of him. Something happened. It had to have. He was a Juggalo and got made fun of for it. He tried to wear an ICP shirt when he was in middle school and got made fun of. Something happened.
Younger, white, working class, and feel like outcasts. Homeless.
Feel like outcasts. I want to talk about that for a bit. He really spends some time on this, questioning our outcast status, if you will. Dude, how? If you feel like an outcast, does that or does that not make you an outcast? I don't know. Why is that? Why are you pushing back on? Anyway.
Homelessness, drug use, criminality, and a low level of education are also overrepresented in this population. They often consider themselves to be part of a...
Here, this is the point I wanted to make. We feel like outcasts. No shit, Sherlock. We are outcasts because of people like you. Yes, we're a part of a family. But the reason we are part of this family is a lot of our blood relatives have turned their backs on us. But we just feel like outcasts. Way to invalidate our emotions, doctor. Now, if he really is a therapist, he should be able to listen to these kind of things. Listen and maybe take in some of our emotions about these type of things. He clearly didn't do his research, though.
A unified Juggalo family. They follow the teachings or whatever is going on with ICP.
See, once again, he wants to downgrade it.
For example, they often know of the group's work, lyrics to popular songs, they attend performances, and things like that. There are a number of behaviors and traditions evident in the Juggalo subculture, like characteristics that define or identify them. Here are a few. Listening to ICP and other similar types of music, having an affinity for a particular soda called Faygo.
All right, this ad's gonna play here in a second. I wanna hit some of that stuff. He's about to go though. Look at shit. Look at right now. Actually, I think I paused on it. Look at the confusion and concern on this man's face about the spraying of Faygo. He really is concerned. He really is concerned about spraying of Faygo. Kosuke in the chat, y'all. What up, Kosuke in the chat? Let's sound the alarms. We got Kosuke in the chat, everybody. Kosuke says, bro, what the fuck is that goofball on? Laughing my ass off due to psychoanalyzing an entire group of people. Facts, dog. Wait till you get... And he wants to front at the beginning of the video that he's not going to do that. But he's definitely doing that for like the whole video, and he really does it at the end of the video. So it's like, I mean, how hypocritical can you be?
We all shop online,
we got
right?
an ad, folks. We got an ad, folks. We got an ad, folks.
Promo code field.
Ignore this ad.
They like both drinking and spraying.
Look how concerned he is.
Fascination with a logo of Psychopathic Records known as the Hatchet Man. This logo might appear on various items they wear, like jewelry and baseball caps. They also wear general hatchet symbols. Really.
What? I mean, I know, you know, Cherry Pie gave me a fucking glow-in-the-dark hatchet at the, a glow stick hatchet, if you will, at the gathering. We don't just rock random hatchets. I mean, I have seen juggalos, like, literally rocking a meat cleaver around their fucking neck and shit, but I feel like that's reaching, right? I don't know.
Anything axe-related is popular with this group.
No, dog, this dude is serious. I think that if you look at his other videos, I think this dude is 100% serious. Yeah, I think this dude is 100% serious, because Doc C sent me this, Kosuke. And see, Kosuke picked up on that spraying and drinking part. Yo, this is some shit that Doc C sent me. He said, you know, he watches this dude's other videos, and he said that yeah, this dude clearly he missed the mark here.
Their face, so they look like a mischievous, deranged, or evil clown.
Watch his face while he's now this is where it starts to really be funny in certain ways, because watch his face as he's just struggling with confusion and concern, trying to understand what's going on here. Painting their faces to look like mischievous, deranged, evil clowns. Oh, here we go. All right, here we go, folks. Here's one of the best parts of this video. Listen to how he says whoop whoop.
Often they prefer black and white paints for this purpose, yelling the phrase whoop whoop.
You guys heard that, right? Isn't that great? Isn't that great? I might have to take that sound drop and start a fucking soundboard here on the Humble Among broadcast system, because that shit is funny. Let me go back to that whoop whoop.
Ranged or evil clown. Often they prefer black and white paints for this purpose, yelling the phrase whoop whoop, expressing it.
You might not think he's awesome in a little bit, Ulrich, I'll tell you that. At this point, it's still kind of funny. It's not that bad. But when he gets into some of the gang shit, you might change your mind. Wait till he gets into some of the gang shit here in a second. Most robotic whoop whoop of all time, I called it. Interesting. He's about to say something, and I'm like, yeah, you fucker.
Interest in homicide, particularly those committed with an edged weapon, wearing their hair in a spider-like style, and displaying the so-called wicked clown gesture using their hands.
Wicked clown gesture using their hands. Now, at this point, if you guys have ever seen the movie Airplane, at this point, it's basically the scene where they're translating jive in Airplane. Oh my god, this fucking guy. All right, now he's going to start talking about the FBI stuff, and this is where I really have a fucking problem with this dude.
Not surprisingly, some juggalos have taken the antisocial and destructive themes too far and entered the world of criminality. An FBI report in 2011 indicated that the Juggalos were a loosely organized hybrid gang. ICP sued the FBI in an effort to remove the gang designation, but eventually withdrew the lawsuit. They filed another lawsuit in 2014 against the FBI. They were not successful. Juggalo-related gangs often consist of Caucasian males.
Okay. So he talks about the lawsuits, the FBI listing Juggalos as a loosely organized hybrid gang. But, you know, he fails to mention, to me, the most important part of that the FBI, for the first time ever, classified an entire group of music fans as being a gang, as being criminals. And literally all they do is listen to music and consume music. Now, there are gang members in any type of fandom. There are gang members, there are criminals that listen to all kinds of music. To single out Juggalos is clearly, like, you know, they hate us. They really fucking hate us for, and I don't know if this is really justified at all. I think it's just because the fact that we are, you know, the outcasts, we are the bullied, a lot of us. So a lot of the world just continues to fucking bully us. And this guy, Mr. Grande here, maybe he was bullied, and maybe he feels that Juggalos are an easy target. And this is some kind of way he wants to get out some of his bullied emotions. But dog, you know, you don't have to be a bully too. You can show some love, especially if you're a fucking therapist. You should at least be trying to understand instead of just demonizing and coming from a very puritanical place with your stuff. I don't know what your personal life is like, my guy, but you seem very puritanical and uptight, which makes me question a lot of things about you.
Who range in age from 16 to 26. Juggalos are officially considered a gang in the states of Arizona, California, Pennsylvania, and Utah.
You hear that, Cherry Pie? You're in a gang. You're in a gang. In PA, so you're in a gang, officially. I'm sure she knew that. But, yeah, instead of, you know, bringing up the fact that a group of music fans were labeled criminals by the government, he instead, which is something that has never happened before, I want to say again, and probably will never happen again. Juggalos will probably be the only ones singled out. Peace out, Alric. Have a good night, man. Juggalos will probably be the only ones singled out ever for something like this. But instead of bringing that up, he would rather call us a gang and explain to his audience that there are Juggalo gangs, and he describes them and blah 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 blah. All right. Now we're going to get into some of the Juggalo crimes, which he doesn't even cite cases.
Juggalo-related crime has been documented in at least 20 other states. Juggalo criminal groups have engaged in a number of different crimes, like assault, robbery, theft, vandalism, homicide, and the possession and sale of drugs. Even though Juggalo-related offenders are typically disorganized, some of the groups have become more sophisticated over the last few years. The Juggalo subculture can be thought of as divided into two groups.
All right. So he could have done some research and looked up actual Juggalo crimes. And, you know, let me just, I just want to bring up the fact, a couple of interesting facts here. There are definitely Juggalo murders that have happened. He could have done his research and brought them up. He didn't. Which really, you know, if he wanted to throw dirt on us, he could have done his fucking research and thrown more dirt. But he didn't do his fucking research. So if he had done his research, he could have found out about Psycho Sam, the stupid mother who went in the hatchet into the gay club. So it's like he could have done his research and found these pieces of shit who frankly aren't Juggalos, who are pieces of shit who did horrible things and missed the message. He could have done that. He didn't, though, which indicates the level that he came at this video with. He didn't do his fucking research. Let me bring up a few things to you guys. There are football murders. People aren't demonizing football. David Berkowitz, the son of Sam, was a fan of and inspired by Hall & Oates. No one's sitting there saying Hall & Oates is serial killer music. Charles Manson, inspired by the Beatles' White Album. Ted Bundy liked talk radio. Ted Bundy might be a fan of me. I'm just kidding. Ted Bundy, R.I.P. My R.I.P.ing is six fucker. Yeah. So you can't blame media or what people consume, what the mentally ill consume. You can't blame that media. Criminals consume all kinds of media. You can't demonize it because of that. This doctor doesn't know that, I guess. Clearly has an agenda. All right, now he's going to go into the part where he says the Juggalo world can be divided into two groups.
The music fans and the criminal street gang.
That's how much he generalizes us. It's just music fans or a street gang. That's it. It's down the middle, guys. That's all it is. I mean, how fucking bullshit is that?
The music fans are generally not considered dangerous. The criminal street gang, however, certainly is.
Putting a lot of weight into that street gang thing. Now I'm gonna let him speak on some of the stuff he clearly is speculating on with this street gang stuff because it's frankly ridiculous.
This group tends to view their membership in the Juggalo community as a lifestyle that has been forced upon them by society. So not something they chose, like they're not interested in ICP necessarily, but they were pushed into it.
You mean Juffs? Yeah, there's fucking Juffs. Where are you getting this stuff, dude? Yeah, some street gangs feel that way, where they've been forced into that lifestyle. I've never seen Juggalo shit on that tip. I have seen other real street gangs, like Cherry Pie said in the chat, Cardi B is a blood, so... I have seen plenty of gangster gangbanging documentaries from back in the day of people, you know, talking to the camera about how that they didn't choose this lifestyle, they were dragged into it. Real gang members talking about this kind of shit. You clearly saw that kind of shit and equated it to Juggalodom. Where the fuck did you get this shit? Where did you get your research? Where did you research a Juggalo saying this kind of shit? I want to know. Because if you really did do your research, show me this shit. I don't think you did your research, though, and it's showing.
One of the advantages that Juggalos have over other gangs is they can move from area to area and be supported by other Juggalo gang members.
Now, this is some shit literally out of the FBI report.
Again, there's this family mentality.
Literally, this is stuff... He read the FBI report, guys. That's where he's getting that. I know that's in the FBI report.
They tend to travel frequently to escape law enforcement. They generally have a more transient lifestyle than members of other gangs.
Now this is all in the FBI report in the loosely organized hybrid gang part. Yeah.
Juggalo gangs have a tendency toward extreme violence. They often used edged weapons, including axes and machetes. Often their attacks don't seem to follow any rhyme or reason. It's like they just randomly attack people.
Now I have a big fucking problem with that. He's saying that Juggalos randomly attack people. I think he means to say the Juggalo gangs randomly attack people, but either fucking way I got a problem with this, because that is just a fucking flat out lie, and he should be fucking ashamed spreading such a lie, because it couldn't be further from the fucking truth. Yeah, like I said, there are Juggalo crimes, but you can look up these Juggalo crimes. Find a fucking Juggalo crime where Juggalos attacked random fucking people. Other than the hatchet-wielding motherfucker who is a piece of shit and not a Juggalo. He's a piece of shit. Maybe he followed the shit. Why not bring up someone like Cannibal, who fucking gave his life defending someone? Why not bring up someone like that? Why not bring up the fucking poor Juggalo who was on the Canadian bus when that sick motherfucker started cutting off his head on the bus and everybody ran away? Why not bring up that dude? No, you want to bring up some fictional bullshit and generalize. Fuck this guy. This guy is a fucking piece of shit, and I hope you guys go and leave comments on his fucking video, honestly. I left his video in the description of this video. Go to his video and let him know how fucking displeased you are. Link to this video even. Let him know that I made this video, because this is bullshit, and I think more people should be standing up against this kind of fucking bulliedom, because this is intellectual bulliedom. He thinks he's smarter than us and he can bully us. Little did he know that Juggalos have little old humble among in their fucking corner, you piece of shit.
Now, moving away from the criminal element and looking at the music fans, this part of the subculture engages in a number of activities, including those that could be characterized as pro-social, like donating to charity. There's an annual event that is hosted by Psychopathic Records.
But notice he doesn't actually give any descriptions of the charitable causes. He just kind of brushes past that and wants to talk about the gathering real quick, kind of discrediting it. Cool, bro.
Called the Gathering of the Juggalos. It features a number of activities like concerts, games, autograph sessions, and seminars over the course of several days. The festival has averaged about 10,000 attendees per year. Now moving to my analysis, starting with the Insane Clown Posse. I think what happened with this band, if one wants to think of them as a band,
once again, wants to be throwing shade, wants to be a little cheeky bastard, wants to think of them as a band,
is that they really don't have much in the way of traditional songwriting or musical talent, but they are willing to promote and...
Now, once again, I actually don't think I hit this point, but this is a subjective art form. You can think they don't have talent in your brain, but guess what? How many Juggalos did you say there are around the world? 1 million? Huh. That's going to come into play here in a second.
Anti-science message, use a
Anti-science message. That's not fucking true. That's false.
lot of expletives.
Expletives. He has a problem with these expletives, guys.
And build extravagant and detailed sets for their live performances.
You goddamn right they do. You goddamn right they do.
They were able to highly engage a small number of people.
What was that number from the beginning? 1 million? He thinks 1 million? Is 1 million a small number of people? Would you call 1 million people a small number? Just a question.
The Juggalos. ICP has always wanted traditional success. They wanted to...
That's debatable. I think saying they've always wanted it is false. They've definitely wanted it before. During Bizarre Bazaar, they definitely wanted it. They probably wanted it during Amazing Jekyll Brothers, that general time period. I think they figured, and maybe even the Wraith, they were trying to gun for a little bit of mainstream success. But I think very quickly they realized we don't need that shit. Especially once the Gathering started rolling and popping off the way it is. They don't need that shit. They don't need the mainstream system. They're perfectly fine in the underground.
To be a mainstream group.
So saying they always wanted it is definitely false.
That was recognized and respected, but they were never able to achieve this goal.
I don't know if they really cared about respect ever either. I think maybe they do now that they're older. They care a little bit more about respect. I think they've always been a little bit salty that they never got the respect. But ICP themselves used to troll motherfuckers in interviews. They literally did not care. They would just go into interviews and do wrestling promos. They said this shit before. You can see examples of it on YouTube. There's old Great Malenko era interviews where they're doing just that. They're literally going into interviews and cutting fucking promos.
Desperate for attention and limited in their abilities, they just kept engaging in more extreme behavior.
Now, once again, just downplaying everything. It's just extreme behavior, you know. And that's all these clowns do. It's just extreme behavior. It's not a big deal. He really has a problem with expletives, though. Let's see. All right, here's the part where...
This is one thing they knew how to do. They were hoping they could fake their way to success. In the
Yikes, man. I mean, this guy is such a piece of shit.
end, their real contribution is in demonstrating how gullible and impressionable certain members of the population can be. How some people...
Now, that's fucked up. He thinks that ICP worked you, bud. He keeps insinuating that Juggalos only follow ICP to be in a group. But that's on him. You can't actually comprehend that people actually like this shit, so you're projecting.
People will follow any form of leadership simply to be identified as a member of a group, just to belong to something, just to belong to anything. This brings me to the Juggalos. What are the personality characteristics of the Juggalos? Is there a typical profile?
Now he's about to profile them, guys. Remember how he said he's not going to analyze them? He's going to profile them, though.
When I conceptualize personality, I often use the 5-factor model. I remember the 5 factors through the acronym OCEAN. Openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Juggalos tend...
Alright, so he's he's on base with some of these points. Way off base with others. Let me see. Let me catch up with my notes, make sure I'm not jumping over shit. Here, I wanted to make this point. People in his profession are supposed to be able to step out of themselves and be compassionate and understand the perception of others, or at least attempt to. This guy failed to do that completely. I guess he can't do it, maybe. I don't know. I feel really fucking sorry for anyone who pays this man money to be their therapist or psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever this dude is. I feel really fucking bad for them because he clearly is just collecting a check and shows very little to no compassion. I think the man's a robot, honestly. I mean, people say Nick Weiger's a robot. This dude's way more robotic.
Tend to be low in openness to experience. They are not intellectually curious.
Juggalos are low in openness to experience. How fucking bullshit is that? That's so false. He wants to call us stupid. He wants to call us stupid really bad.
But one could make an argument that they are invested heavily in fantasy. We see low conscientiousness. They tend to be in
low conscientiousness, guys. He's saying that we're not good people, that we don't like to do good things. That's what he's saying there.
Impulsive and have a compromised work ethic. They have mid-range to
don't work hard. We have a compromised work ethic. We don't work hard.
Average extroversion. They're assertive and sensation-seeking. Mid-range to low agreeableness. There's not a lot of altruism.
We definitely are assertive and attention-seeking at times. So he is on the money with that. But, I mean, this guy has a fucking axe to grind. It's so obvious. I just want to touch on some other points here I kind of jumped over. They would rather fake their way to success. He would rather look foolish than give ICP any credit. He would rather lie and downgrade them. Clearly a lot of hidden anger and jealousy going on, but why? Why? Assertive and attention, definitely assertive and attention seeking. Let's see. Agreeableness, okay.
And we see high neuroticism. They tend to be angry and have difficulty resisting temptation.
Definitely true of a lot of juggalos.
There's quite a bit of variation in terms of the beliefs of the juggalos. They're not really subscribing to one particular belief system. They typically cannot articulate an overarching ideology.
I can. How about this way? Fuck you. How about that articulation, motherfucker? Fuck you.
It's almost like the only thing they really know is that they like the music of ICP. They have a commitment to the specific symbolism of that group, and they like the counterculture feel of the juggalos.
Duh, that's all I like. I just like ICP, their symbolism, and I like being in counterculture. Duh, that's all me like. Dog, I mean, you want to disvalue us, like you want to downgrade us, but I mean, at a certain point, you're just stereotyping. This is ridiculous.
Overrepresented mental health symptoms would include those related to substance use, depression, and personality pathology, in particular cluster B.
Now, he is definitely diagnosing. Am I wrong? Am I tripping? Is he not diagnosing right now? Dude is fucked up. This guy's really weird. He shows no compassion here. So he's going on to diagnose an entire subculture of people. This is wildly unprofessional. Who gave this man his degree? And should they take it away? What's the equivalent of being disbarred in the medical community? You lose your medical license, right? Should this man have a medical license? I don't know. I don't think he should. Especially with his lack of compassion. Let's see. Let me just bring this up right now. While I'm talking about him being a therapist, what do you think this man would do? Let me finish his point talking about juggalos here, because I want to get to this.
So we see a lot of antisocial, narcissistic, borderline, and histrionic features. What about the idea that ICP is really trying to promote a good message by talking about murdering people, dismembering bodies, and other antisocial endeavors? I don't buy this argument for a second. This is like crashing cars to promote highway safety or shoplifting to improve store security.
They do crash test cars, my guy, for safety. They do that. You remember the crash test dummies? Yeah, that was, they crash cars for safety. Maybe not on highways, but you know what ICP doesn't do? They don't really kill people, you fucking idiot. So why is that a valid comparison? You're a fucking mark.
ICP has a message that deviates from the norms of society by quite a bit. It is unusual to paint one's face like a clown and run around with a hatchet. There's no way to twist that.
He's even reluctant to admit we're unusual for some weird reason. Am I wrong with that too?
Into some esoteric pro-social message. If they really believe they can encourage people to be pro-social by promoting their bizarre and macabre themes, they have seriously overestimated the capabilities of their fans to pick up on the nuances of their musical creations.
So there he is insulting us again, saying we can't pick up on it. We can't do it. I mean, that's bullshit. That's just a straight up lie. He clearly talked to no Juggalos at all about this. He clearly knows no Juggalos. Am I crazy in seeing this as really fucked up and just like pseudo bullying in a way? Definitely like trying to get some Juggalo hate clout from the normies who get off. And by the way, let me just bring this up real quick. I have a Gathering of the Juggalos documentary from 2019. My 2021 is being edited right now. But on that documentary, it's my most popular YouTube video by far. On that documentary, I get comments all the time from pieces of shit normies who want to make fun of Juggalos and say shit like, "Oh, can you imagine the smell? Why don't they just shower?" Like, just fucking typical bullshit. This is the kind of shit that exists on YouTube. There's a lot of people who watch us on YouTube and laugh at us. That's the sad truth. There's a lot of that going on. And that's what I'm trying to highlight here.
I think what happened to far too many individuals who identify as Juggalos is they were attracted to the dark and destructive themes in the music. There is no positive side trying to break through.
Wrong. You're not listening.
They like the idea of being nonconformist.
We just like it. We just like being outcast, guys. We just love it so much. You know what I mean? It's just an aesthetic we throw on ourselves. We you know, it's not like we were born weird and we've been treated fucked up our whole lives or anything. I mean, I have such a problem with this guy. He insulted the mental capabilities of the Juggalos, saying that we can't understand the message he claims is not there to begin with. Remember that part? He claimed that message wasn't there. Remember that at the beginning of the video? He said it's not there, it's so well hidden, it's maybe not even there. I mean, this guy kind of talks in circles with a lot of his shit, clearly showing with that his logic is flawed and therefore has a axe to grind, an agenda. D-Rock says, when you know what struggle is, then you know, you know. Hell yeah. Shouts out to D-Rock for that. I know. Let's see. So he made a blanket statement, I think we just passed that, where he said there's no positive side to the music. He didn't listen, so how would he know? Says that we just like the idea of it, of being rebels against society. Wait, did he say the rebel part? Let me get to that, because I want to make my point here.
Rebels against society.
There, he said it there. We just like the idea of being rebels against society. Bitch, we're fucking born that way. I can't just wake up tomorrow and be normal. I mean, we were treated fucked up our whole lives. This guy is definitely up to some... I wrote some funny... I'll read it, fuck it. This motherfucker is definitely hiding some weird-ass shit he is into. I bet he likes his balls to be stomped on by high-end dominatrix while he smells shitty diapers. Purely speculation, though. Oh, boy. Facts. Purely speculation, I mean, not facts. He thinks we should adapt to society's norms.
Identifying as a Juggalo is their way of resisting a society that doesn't understand them, doesn't care for them, a society where they do not fit in. Rather than trying to adapt to society's norms,
he wants us to adapt, guys. He wants us to be normal. We should just change ourselves and try to fit in, right, guys? What kind of fucking advice is that from a fucking psychologist? This is seriously fucked up shit. If you were... Okay, now I'm gonna get to this point now. What would he do if a Juggalo came into his office and was trying to be a client? How would he treat that situation? If a Juggalo sat in his chair and explained to him about getting fired for being a Juggalo, about his friends not wanting to be around him because of the music he likes and they don't like it, and the stigma that goes with being a Juggalo. They don't want to be with a Juggalo. Ew. What if a motherfucker came in and explained that to him? Would he still downgrade him? He definitely would be secretly judging them in his fucking head. And that's why I say you're a fool if you pay this man for your fucking therapy. Because he has no compassion. At least the Juggalos. And I think that's a big red flag, because at this point, it's punching down. It's classism at its finest, like I like to call it. Shouts out to the next episode of Humble Among Broadcast System. That's going to be the title, Classism at its Finest. Which I'm going to try to either do tomorrow. Hopefully I can do tonight or tomorrow even. Anyway. Silver Stasher says, I've been a dedicated fan Juggalos since I was 15, 38 now, and own my own business. So destructive. Fucking shouts out to Silver Stasher. That's what I'm talking about. I'm a motherfucking landlord, dog. I own my fucking house in Vermont. I got motherfuckers knocking on my door trying to offer me way more than I paid for this fucking house. Humble brag. But guess what? Juggalos are fucking winning. We might not seem like we're fucking winning, but there are fucking Juggalos out here winning. So put that in your little pipe and smoke it there, doctor. All right, anyway.
They embrace their outcast reputation and associate with other people who find themselves in a similar situation. I really don't think this is a case where the name Juggalo has been hijacked by a small subset of criminals.
He doesn't think that. He would rather paint with very broad strokes that half of us are fucking criminals. Half of us are in a fucking gang.
Rather, I think this is a case where the antisocial message of ICP has been adopted by people with antisocial tendencies. When a musical group attracts a fan base through destructive imagery, they can't be surprised and indignant when criminal elements self-select into that group.
Okay, so once again, there are criminals who are fans of all kinds of music. I listed Hall & Oates and David Berkowitz. I mean, it doesn't matter what the criminal is listening to. The criminal is going to commit crime no matter what they're into.
How else would something like this happen? Is there this conspiracy where gang members decide to identify themselves as Juggalos to jeopardize the good reputation of ICP? This seems unlikely. If the Insane Clown Posse really believes that they are the victim of some injustice because a subset of Juggalos have formed into gangs, perhaps they need to rename the band Gullible Clown Posse.
Okay. Your video is proof of the injustice we receive every day. You want to punch down here. You didn't do your research, though, into who we are. And that's a big mistake on your part. I would suggest you apologize or delete your video. You were spreading straight up misinformation and hate with a capital H, and masquerading as some sort of helpful mental health professional expert dude. You're a hack. I feel sorry for anyone who's paying for your services. They should fire your ass. Probably should have picked up on your lack of compassion well before this and fired your ass a while ago. Let's see. You should not have become a therapist. You lack compassion. Went into the whole Juggalo client sitting in his office thing. Would you just tell them, if a Juggalo did come into your office, would you just be like, well, that's just because you want to be part of a counterculture, so change your mind and change who you are, and just adapt to society, bro. Just try to fit in. That's really good advice to give someone, doctor. That's really good advice to give somebody, to just stuff down who they really are and how they really feel, and just try to be normal. Just try to act normal. What do you think this guy is into? The fact that that's his advice. Like, just try to pretend you're normal, and look at him. Look at how hard he's trying to be normal. This motherfucker. He's spending so much time and energy trying to be normal. Be glad you're not this dude. Okay. Let's cap this off.
Those are my thoughts on the Insane Clown Posse and the Juggalos. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be more pro-social than a posse of insane clowns.
One last little dig. More pro-social than a posse of insane clowns. How so? By attempting to be an intellectual bully? That sure is evolved in pro-social, bro. Nice job. You're very pro-social with being a bully. That's really pro-social. to make a video looking down at a whole counterculture, a whole culture. Fuck it. Fuck counterculture or subculture or whatever you want to do to devalue this shit. I hope you feel good. I hope this made you feel good. I hope your ego got a little boost from this, from punching down. I hope you feel good on your high horse. It would be a real shame if you fell off your high horse, though. It would be a real fucking shame. And a bunch of ragamuffin outcast juggalos got their hands on you. That'd be a real shame, huh? You fucked up, bud. Apologize, delete your video, do both. I don't care. You're trying to get some juggalo hate clout. You got it. You opened the wrong can of worms. Fuck you. Is this Monoxide's doctor? Very well might be. Among the new Knight Rider got logs for the chimney. Whoa. Whoa. Is it deaf? Did you just come with the heavy deep shit? Is it deaf? Got logs for the chimney. I like that. That might be some shit for Christmas tape this year. Is it deaf? I got some logs for the chimney. Anyway, I've been Humble Among. This has been me shitting. Let me finish the last second of this, dude.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. That's Todd Grande. I put his video in the description of my video. Go give him some love. Give him some Juggalo love. Let him know how you feel about how he feels about us. Because this shit's fucked up. He didn't do his research, like I said about a billion times in this. And it shows. He came into this biased as fuck. And he wanted to... I don't know why he made this video, honestly. He says in the beginning like he's answering a question. I speculated that maybe fans send him questions. Regardless, he made the video nonetheless, and got a little smug smile on his face to end it all off. Like, yeah, I did that. I said that. I don't know if he feels like he was providing some sort of service by doing this, exposing some sort of truth about juggalos. Well, the subtitle of his video is fucking gross, too. His video is called, if you want to look it up the old-fashioned way, Insane Clown Posse and Juggalos, Dangers of Hatchet-Wielding Clowns. So he's doing a little bit of fear-mongering, too, with his shit. So yeah, I just wanted to do this video because fuck this guy. And fuck everything he stands for, and fuck the fact that he wants to shit on us and downgrade us. Because I'm not playing that shit. I've been bullied throughout my life, and fight back. Don't let motherfuckers bully you. Especially if they're outside of this Juggalo world. They're free, fair game, as far as I'm concerned. So everybody, have a great evening. I'm going to go and do some recording stuff. Halloween Tape 3 is in full effect. I'm finishing songs for that now. I've got a new project that I kind of just started working on out of the blue that's really exciting for 2022. I can't really talk too much about it, but I'm very excited about it. I hope you all have a great evening. I did this for an hour. Holy shit. Hope you all have a great evening. Go let Dr. Todd Grande know how you feel. I love you. Whoop whoop. Don't let the normies bully you. Don't let the normies tell you it's a bad thing to be a juggalo. It's a good thing you're a juggalo. You're fresh. You're magical. We're going to talk about you being a magical being in a future stream, but you're a fucking magical being. And don't forget that. I love you. Good night. Whoop whoop.